Paul is indeed up to his old tricks as he says he's going to hold up $1 trillion spending package. It needs to pass to avoid a partial government shutdown. He says it's just too much. It would add too much to the debt. So let's take that and more to our panel today. The Democratic strategist, NewsNation contributor Chris Hahn joins us. Republican strategist Rina Shah is with us as well. She's a former senior aide to a number of Republican members in the Congress. I say his old tricks just because this is the kind of thing, Rina, that Rand Paul's known for, that he is not afraid to make some enemies at the last minute and, filibuster something on the floor. But this came in today. Your thoughts?
I think Rand Paul is continuing the grand old tradition of who he is in the Senate. He has an issue with what's in the bill. You heard him very clearly today express to reporters how frustrated he is with how much is in there that we really don't know. And it's a massive amount of spending, which is what Senator Paul always comes for, right? And that's what is really the play here, because let's not forget, with it being a presidential election here, this is also part of the plan, too, is to put this on Joe Biden. Of course, Democrats have a one-seat majority in the Senate, but the real name of the game here is to paint Democrats, particularly the president, as the problem with why nothing can get done in Washington, why deals aren't brokered, and why we have to shut down the government. So I have some real faith here that this time Senator Paul is very serious and wants us to be more serious, too, about asking what is in these bills, because at the end of the day, the numbers keep going up, but we also don't very clearly and plainly hear exactly what is in there anymore.
Well, Chris is chuckling. I get it, Chris, because that's what, this is we've seen this before with Rand Paul. I get the politics of it, but, that said, it's not too crazy to be saying that the debt's a problem, and a lot of people don't say it. I know you'll probably tell me this is not the way to go about it, but what would you say?
Well, first, then he should withdraw his endorsement of Donald Trump, who increased the debt more than any other president. In fact, more than all other presidents before him combined. So maybe he should start there. Second, Kentucky receives $33,000 per person in federal spending. Our state of New York only gets $11,000 per person. Maybe he should give the Kentucky portion back. And I know this stunt works right now because the leader of the Republicans, Mitch McConnell, makes sure that Kentucky gets a lot of money. In a couple of years, Rand Paul won't have that luxury. And maybe the constituents of his state, which are the beneficiaries of the federal largesse, paid for mostly by us here in New York, I might add, maybe they will want to send him packing in favor of somebody who's more realistic on what they do for their state, because he's not doing any favors for anybody in Kentucky. $108 billion of the dollars spent in Kentucky are in the bills being proposed right now. So Rand Paul, give the Kentucky portion back if you are so concerned about federal spending. I don't see him willing to do that, and I'm pretty sure he'll show up for ribbon cuttings when the money's being spent.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.